I'm disappointed that Clare supports the strikers because it's perfectly obvious. And by the way, my grandfather was a railway guard, so don't think I talk from some elevated position above and beyond. In the days when railway guards had three-piece suits and watch chains. Anyway, the reality is we've been here before. When you add to inflation an attempt for people to catch up with their wages, you end up, where would it get to under Labour and Michael Foot, 25, 26%? And I mean, I just think that people, and also, you know, one looks at this chap from the RMT, you know, tight suit, estuary accent, no hair, and I think I've seen that guy before, 50 years ago, and you think, what are they trying to do? And we know what they're trying to do. And there's a piece in one of the papers, the Daily Express, which we'll come to. They're trying to get rid of Boris. Now, look, I'm quite in favour of getting rid of Boris.
Come on, that's
but they are trying to get rid of Boris. This is a politically motivated strike. Because throughout the history of my interest in politics, it was Harold Wilson who once talked of a group of humans being a tight-knit group of politically motivated men who were trying to bring down the government. It's what the trades unions do.
No, that's not the only thing they do. They've got a very, very important role to stick up for
jobs.
The worker and jobs and rights and human rights.
Well, one thing they're not going to keep is jobs on the railways. If an already bankrupt entity losing £2 billion a year actually then prices itself out of the market. And how many people are going to put up with the railway?
The railways were run not only by National Rail, which has now been renationalised, but also the private companies that owned the franchises for the actual lines. They're the ones that were running them. The private sectors are giving in some industries, in the private sector, are giving pay increases of up to 25%. That's huge amounts of money going through the economy. And all this is doing is making the schism between the rich and poor even bigger.
So you give them 7%, and then what, do you give them 9% or 10%?
No,
or someone else comes in for 15%?
No, David,
where does it stop?
No, it stops at this, because we haven't had strikes like this in such a long time. And I, for one, am in favour of the common man, the common woman coming out and striking for what they believe in. And it's protection. That's exactly what it is.